From the Live X Studios in New York City, Cheesehead TV brings you two guys who like to think they know something about football.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Packer Transplants Live. I am Aaron Nagler, and I am joined, as always, by my co-founder here at Cheesehead TV, Mr. Corey Behnke. I am coming to you from the Live X studio in Midtown Manhattan, and Corey joins us live from Green Bay, Wisconsin, and we are ready to talk some Packers. What do we have on tap today, Corey?
Today, we'll go over the Packers' thrilling victory in the Big Easy and get ready for the team's only Monday Night Football appearance of the season. But right now, it's time for the good, the bad, and the ugly. We got the good, we got
Alan Lazard!
We got the bad, we got
Tackling.
We got the ugly, we got
The media's obsession with Taysom Hill. God, I hope these teams don't meet in the playoffs, because I can't handle another week of that bullshit. Other than that, how you doing, Behnke?
playoffs.
Playoffs?
Playoffs?
Playoffs? I just hope we win another game.
What are the playoffs? I'm doing good. I'm doing good in the neighborhood. I think it's hilarious when you say the word Taysom Hill, how it immediately makes you go crazy.
I think that's funny. It drives me insane. It drives me
Good
insane.
times.
Thankfully, the Packers make Taysom Hill look foolish on Sunday night, so
Yeah,
now
they
I can just live with
3-0,
that.
baby.
Yeah.
3-0.
Yeah, it is, baby. Good to be 3-0. We got Packer people here on the chat, on Facebook, on YouTube.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Hello to everybody
Like to see
tuning
it.
in.
Like to see it.
Thank you
What's
very
up?
much. Good to see everybody. Wow, there's a lot of people here. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Well, okay, before we get
Packers
let's
are
not get
the
off,
best team in the NFL.
Let's not get off track.
Except for some people say the Chiefs,
Yeah,
but
right,
I disagree with them.
Well, the Packers,
vehemently.
as you said, to start us off with the news section
Nagler,
of
do you
the
have
show.
the Chiefs have won over the Packers?
Hell no.
Tell
Packers
me.
number
Tell
one,
me true,
baby.
Nagler.
Packers number one, baby.
Nagler.
Packers number
Who's
one.
number one on your power rankings?
That'd be the Packers.
Okay, you like to hear it.
Number
you like
one,
to hear it.
Number one is the Packers. 2 through 32 is who gives a shit. That's what my power rankings
There you
look
go.
like.
There you go. Well, the Bears are 32. We do care about that.
I truly don't care. But let's get to the news. Let's get to the news.
I like care
Let's
like
get to the news. Behnke, don't get us off track.
Oh, there's news?
The Packers
I
start
thought the
3-0.
news was the Packers start 3-0.
That is. I'm doing it for the
Hello.
sake of our producer so we can get up the graphic. You know, Corey, this is a professional
Gotcha.
operation here. And we try to, stick to the script so our producer knows what the hell is going on.
I forgot.
Poor guy, first time producing this show, he's literally just flying blind here. We've never done this with poor Rob here. So,
Sweet.
Rob, if you can just keep up, it's going to be incredible. Look at this. We got a new graphic, Cheesehead TV News. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, these guys work hard, Corey. Let's let them show off a little bit. Next up, we have the NFL dealing with its first COVID outbreak. Yikes.
Oh, boy.
I will say.
You know who else is dealing with a COVID outbreak?
Wisconsin?
Nagler?
The
That's
Brown County?
Green Bay, Wisconsin,
Yikes.
especially. Wow.
Yikes.
Wow.
I appreciate it,
That
Coach.
Bell and Health BP.
Yeah.
Man, that article 2 days ago, that
Yep.
was scary.
That's not good
that
stuff.
that really no, it's not. It's
Not
not.
good stuff at all.
I don't see fans. I mean, the direct impact of fans at Lambeau. Like if Lambeau Field and 1265 have been this conservative thus far with COVID,
Yep.
you got to imagine they're going to start clamping down even more. They're going to go the other way that we
Yep.
think they
1000%.
thought they were going to go.
Well, here's the thing, too. What's funny is this absolutely went under the radar because no one watches, from the press, these pep rallies, the virtual pep rallies that the Packers have the night before games on Saturday nights. But Mark Murphy spoke at the virtual pep rally on Saturday night this past week. And if you listen to him, he pretty much indicates that there's going to be no fans for the rest of the year. It doesn't sound like that's a dwindling possibility, and that's putting it mildly. And again, I don't think that's anything we are surprised by.
No, not surprised by. I think just you hope for better, right? And then I didn't have an expectation that we would have fans in the stands, but.
Right.
It
would have been nice.
We'll see. A lot of season left.
A lot of ball game left.
The way things are looking, it's not looking good
And
for
hey,
that
the Packers,
eventuality.
The Packers ruled out the first 2 games. They obviously haven't even had their second home game yet. The third one will be in November. So there is time, like you say. Maybe everyone decides to wear masks. and it gets turned around. I'm sorry, I can't even say that with a straight face.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
I mean, Nagler, if you saw, I mean, you were in New York. Oh, I just want to say, I do want to move on from this, but like we were both in New York in March,
right.
February, March, April, for the entire time. That was kind of the first wave. And, you know, if you saw what I saw the last 2.5 weeks, I don't have any confidence to your fact of laughing. Like, I'm right there with you. Like, I don't see anything in this town that is going to change between now and November to get us where we need to be.
Yep, totally agree. Totes agree.
It sucks.
So let's move on.
But anyway,
let's move on. Let's keep
Moving
it on.
on.
We'll keep it on the NFL tip though, because I thought Kevin Seifert had a great article at ESPN today regarding the officiating around these first 3 weeks and how it is very obvious that the NFL officials have been told by one Mr. Walt Anderson, who is the head of the referees, so to speak. He's a former official himself, and he would not make himself available for questions from Kevin, but he did tell the league's website that he very much wants his guys calling plays that are obvious and have a direct effect on whatever play that is transpiring on the field, and to let the, quote, ticky-tack stuff go by the wayside. This is in direct kind of, I don't want to say response, but it is almost a 180 from last year when we came into the beginning of the year after the competition committee had said they wanted a, quote, emphasis on holding calls, and then you saw a ton of holding calls, and it ruined the flow of the game. I think this 180, this is exactly what they should be doing. If it's immaterial to the play, let it go. If it affects the play, then call it. This should have been the way they were going about this like 10 years ago. I mean,
the funny thing is like everything you're saying sounds super obvious
yeah,
to like
exactly.
most fans.
I mean, that's what blows my mind. And what's funny is
They're
that
like,
the games
they weren't
are
doing that already.
Like, and the numbers bear it out. The games are faster, and points and scoring are up. So, like, and that's what the NFL
So what
wants.
you're saying, so what you're really saying, Nagler,
Right.
is when Aaron Rodgers talks about flow, he's not talking about Matt LaFleur. He's talking about NFL officials. What?
It's possible. That's a deep dive into it, but that is very possible.
You know, I keep wanting to tweet. I know.
You keep
I
wanting to
digress,
tweet?
but I keep wanting to tweet. I keep wanting to tweet the word flow, and then I'm like, well, that has a lot of different connotations to a lot of different people. So maybe
leave out.
it won't be super obvious to people.
Let's not,
buddy.
Let's not tweet out flow for now. I mean, just for now. Sorry, I'm getting up.
Yeah.
I'm putting the chats in the queue, Corey, and there's a lot of chats. As everybody, our regular viewers know, our super chats, we will answer them at the end of the show. So we are not ignoring them. We are not missing them. We will collect them throughout the gig, and then we will respond.
They'll get their due
at the end of the show. I just wanted people to know.
Yeah.
Moving on in the news section of the show, Pat, this is for you, Corey. This is for you because I know what a diehard you are and how you don't want to miss a single morsel when it comes to Packers news and practice squad signings. I know you're a big, big proponent of knowing every single name on the practice squad. So the Packers today signed Caleb Scott out of Vanderbilt, a wide receiver. So I don't want to hear the Packers didn't draft a wide receiver.
They
brought in Caleb Scott. They signed a wide receiver.
That was their plan all along. That was the plan all along.
They knew Caleb Scott would come free from Seattle.
They're like, nah.
And they said, you know what? We don't need to draft Justin Jefferson. We're gonna pick up Caleb Scott and put him on the practice squad.
Yeah, we got Caleb Scott in week 3 on the practice squad. We got that in the bag. So, you know, the practice squad has become more interesting because of COVID, right? Because of the new regulations.
Yes.
So I will say that the practice squad of today is a little bit more mysterious and interesting than it was of the days of yore. So, you know, I'm going to give it up to the practice squad. We need those guys.
The days of yore being last year for Corey Behnke, but the days of yore, no doubt. A new addition to the practice squad. And a couple other house cleaning notes I just wanted to put out there in the news section here. Practice for this week has been pushed back. It's not due to COVID. I had someone ask me that today, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not belittling the question because I think that's a really good question considering the news out of Tennessee. But the practice is pushed back this week due to the game being on Monday night. Today, Wednesday, they had the day off. That would normally be on Tuesday. The guys were in yesterday. They are off today. David Bakhtiari's birthday, by the way. Happy 29th to David Bakhtiari.
Nice.
3-time All-Pro left tackle.
29 forever. Wow.
Dude, 29.
Nice.
Dude, 20. Do you remember 29?
Dude.
I remember 29. 29 was awesome. I mean, it wasn't like I was a 3-time All-Pro. I've been paid, about to get paid again, awesome. But it was pretty awesome.
I was about to say, when you were 29, were you about to sign the biggest contract of the NFL?
Corey, I'm just telling you, it was still
lineman?
pretty awesome. I had a young child. She was beautiful, and I was on the road.
Yep.
So yeah, it was good. I was having fun. It was a ball. But
I
certainly wasn't David
I
Bakhtiari.
loved 29. I wasn't. It wasn't David Bakhtiari 29, but I was happy about 29. I was a little bit like, wait, why don't I have any real estate yet? So
So that's where our lives have gone so differently. Like you went into real estate. You invested. You laid those roots down. I just had children. Like the more kids and time on this earth for my name,
it'll probably,
the better.
you're playing the long. Yeah, you're playing
the
the
long
long
game,
game, Nagler. I'm playing the short game.
I love it. And then finally, last bit of news, because of practice being pushed back, because I keep getting asked, and I know we've already been asked, we'll get asked throughout the show, on the chats, on the socials, there are no injury updates. There is nothing. Unless Rob Demovsky tweets something during the show, there will be no injury updates. We don't know anything about Kenny. We don't know anything about Devontae. So that will all happen tomorrow. We'll get our first crack at coach. We'll get the first official injury report at the end of the day tomorrow. So today there will be no injury updates.
All right.
So everybody got that. So we're all clear.
Also, if Coach does anything like he's been doing, he's going to be messing with that.
Yep.
He's going to be
playing
it close to the vest, and you're not really going to know anything, just like we did last year, right? Last week. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Michael Abbott's watching. Hi, Mike Abbott. How are you, buddy? Okay, Corey, I think it's time to talk about the offense. I just need to know if you're ready.
Oh, okay.
You ready?
On, I'm ready. I'm getting
ready.
There we go. Yeah.
Time for the offense, baby. And that means it's time for some touchdown squares.
I'm sorry, were you talking? Did you say something?
No, please, continue.
Got it.
Yeah.
Me and my touchdown squares. I got a lot of these, Nagler.
I know.
I've eaten a lot of touchdown squares, okay? I'm just telling you. Like, if Festival Foods doesn't call me soon,
I mean,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
I think you've done more for touchdown squares than Aaron Jones at this point. Come on now. As far as deliverables go, I mean, let's be real here.
Look, you give a prop to an animal, this is what you get, okay? This is what you get.
Okay, hey, speaking of props, not to animals, but major props, let's talk about Allen Lazard, who obviously had a monster game. Everyone's talking about the numbers he put up, which were impressive, big-time catches, touchdowns, down the field, etc. But can we talk about his blocking for a second? Can we talk about what a monster this dude is? There was one play earlier in the game where he rolls up on a safety to secure the edge for a Jamal Williams run, but then there's his block that I wanted to show, courtesy of our friend Ben Fennell, who always does the hard work, and I just rip his video. This Allen Lazard block on Cam freaking Jordan is amazing. Rob, can you roll this? Because this is just incredible work from Allen Lazard. Look at this, coming down, taking on a defensive end, not just any defensive end, one of the best defensive ends in the game, holding that block for Aaron Rodgers to get the throw off to Big Dog for the touchdown. This is yeoman's work right here, my friend. This is so impressive. I mean, I love that. You can't get enough of that.
Kind of reminds me of Ferguson, you know?
Robert Ferguson, look at you.
What
a pull.
Because he was that.
The big muscular dude,
blocker, you know?
But I think Lazard's probably a better
guy,
receiver.
He always would. Much better receiver.
That's a really good pull.
Ferguson had
He had some
peaks. He had some productive games. He had a really good game against the Lions where we came back and I was in Lambeau and I'll never forget it, which is why I always remember his name.
That's really good, though.
He was that guy. He was that guy you had who you used as a blocker like really effectively.
No doubt. I just want to let you know, it looks like Mordor behind Lambeau. So if like some weather rolls through or something, just let us know. You know, you can if you have to bolt.
Sweet.
It does looks like Sauron's after
I just
you
always
in the touchdown squares.
You know, everybody, when they try to attack me, they try to tell me that I don't know anything about the Packers, and you know, sometimes I pull them out. I didn't even look that one up. I actually thought about that one in the moment. No, that was off the top of your head.
It was impressive. Speaking of blocking and getting involved,
I did write notes down though.
Of course you did.
Yes.
You are a learned man. What about the tight ends getting involved?
Tight ends? Are you going to talk about tight ends? Yeah.
Should we talk
What's
about?
I think.
Yes. What were you going to
Yes.
say?
Yes.
What were you going to say?
I think you're going to talk about somebody. I think. No,
Who, me?
I'm not. I was going to.
I know where you're going, Behnke. I know where you're
one.
going. I know where you're going. You're going to give me shit for calling Chase Stonehand Sternberger. That's where you're going. I know you are.
How can you read my mind?
Because I know you. After 25 years,
you can read my mind?
25 years, I know where you're going, Behnke.
Well, so are we retiring Stonehands there, Nagler?
Of course.
Is that what we're doing?
Hey.
Is this the time?
Can I just say?
Throw some touchdown squares out for Stonehands. No more Stonehands.
Can I just say? Let me address camera here. I'm going to address Jace directly. All right, Jace. Last week you dropped 2. I called you Stonehands. This week you rebounded. You're welcome. You're welcome for the motivation. See, that's it. That's all I needed to say. That's all I wanted to say. Like, the guys, they have a rough period. I'm here to pick them up and give them chips on their shoulder, as Aaron Rodgers says. You know, things that they can look to. You know, as motivation.
Michael Jordan had to manufacture chips. So,
that's what I'm saying.
You're doing a service there.
I am doing the manufacturing for them. That's what I'm doing here. So it's good. That's what I'm doing.
I mean, Bob Tonyan, the tight ends, here's the thing, right? We've been waiting for this literally for, 12 games straight? We've been you could probably take a clip from last year's transplants. Yeah, you could probably take a clip from last year's transplants and find where we're like, you know what? We're just waiting for the tight ends. When are the tight ends going to be involved in this offense?
Well, you know what? We were waiting for Jimmy Graham for a real long time. So a real long time. So
yikes.
That's kind of how that rolls.
Every time anyone says Jimmy Graham, I think of that Kirk Cousins when Kirk Cousins tried to catch it and he lays out.
Yeah, right. Because that's what Jimmy Graham looked like in the Packers offense. The one Tyler puts up of the dude tripping is the funniest shit ever. Because that was Jimmy Graham on every fucking play.
No, I think Tyler did this one, but it's like the cops on the bikes. That's the best one where they're like in a formation on the bikes, and then they're like, and then they get off and they start running, and then the cop like tries to tackle them. Oh man, it's so good. So good. I
love this. What this show has devolved to. You and I laughing about memes that people can't see. I love it.
I mean, that remind us of Jimmy Graham.
Of course,
we got it on our Twitter. We'll put it on there. It's fine. Tyler will remind people.
I will say Jimmy Graham did have
it was a good tweet.
2 touchdowns for the Bears on Sunday against the Falcons. So he's proven us wrong, Behnke. We're just providing
the
chips for everybody.
most fraudulent 3-0 team in the NFL, by the way. The most fraudulent 3-0 NFL team.
Wait,
guys.
I'm sorry. So now the use
is your Chicago Bears.
So now the use of fraudulent is acceptable? I'm confused.
No.
Last week you were so upset by that phrase. Now it's worthy of your usage. Okay, I got it. I'm just making sure.
It's funny. It's funny. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
100%. No question.
I mean, who is the most fraudulent 3-0 team in the NFL in
Chicago
2020?
Bears.
You're going to say the Chicago Bears.
You don't even need to finish the sentence. It's Chicago Bears. Like it's not even that's not
most
even a question.
Bears.
Bears. Still
Bears.
Yep. And I took that personally. Jay Sternberger. Exactly. All right. Last thing about the offense, I wanted to give the offensive line a shout out. It'd be easy to talk about Aaron Rodgers. It'd be easy to talk about maybe Aaron Jones. But not all that. I'm talking about the offensive line. Billy Turner coming in at right tackle, his first extensive action of the year. I tell you what, Billy Turner held up way better than I thought he would. This summer, I didn't think he looked like a tackle at all. And in that game against Cam freaking Jordan, he actually held up pretty damn well. Now, that's not every play, obviously. He did have his moments where he struggled, but I think that's to be expected in your first action of the year against a really quality opponent. But for the most part, damn, man. And, I mean, across the board, that offensive line. I mean, I started off Packers Daily this morning talking about Adam Stenavich. They are so well coached. They look so good.
It's ridiculous. It's almost like you don't even know how they're doing it. I mean, Aaron Rodgers yesterday in the Pat McAfee show had the little dig against PFF where they were like 0 sacks, and he says 2 sacks. But even if you take Aaron, 2 sacks in 3 games, it's pretty good.
That's pretty
not
good.
hating on it.
The days of 50-plus sacks hopefully have come to an end. I'll never forget Mike McCarthy at the Combine the year after they gave up, 52, and he said something like, "I can't go through 50 sacks again." And then literally to start the next season, they were on pace to give up 48 or something like. It was just the nature of Rodgers and that offense. They were going to take a lot of sacks,
Speaking of this offensive line, if this offensive line, gets better as the season goes.
I mean, imagine.
And you look at points scored, you look at where we are right now with this offense. Who is stopping this offense, by the way? Who out there can stop this offense? I don't see a team out there. I think the only people that can stop Green Bay is Green Bay.
What's that? I'm sorry.
On the offensive
Corey,
side.
I'm getting official word. Right, fresh off the wire of who can stop the Packers offense. Okay. Yes. Okay. The word is fucking nobody, baby. Nobody can stop this offense. Zero humans can stop this offense. It takes divine intervention. It takes alien invasion. There ain't nobody stopping this offense, Behnke. There. That's fresh.
I don't see it.
Fresh from the home office, which I guess is here. I don't know. I have no idea. Wait, let's talk about the offense for a second. Let's wrap up the offense with this.
To think about this offense getting better, it kind of blows your mind.
Get better.
It's almost
the crazy part. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I love this from Mike Renner over at PFF, your friends at PFF. To put into context how insane the Packers offense has been so far, here's how they stack up historically in points per drive. 3.73. That's the Packers of 2020. 3.19 was the Patriots of 2007, 3.12 the Chiefs of 2018, 2.96 the Saints of 2011, 2.85 the Packers in 2011, and 2.83 the Broncos of 2013. The Packers are blowing everybody out of the water when it comes to points per drive. And here's the other thing, Behnke.
That 2011 team should have won a Super Bowl, by the way.
Here's the other thing.
I digress.
Here's the crazy part. They still are coming out of the gate cold after 3 games. They start hitting on their fucking opening drives. Yeah. Good night, Gracie.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
But the defense is a problem. I don't care.
No, it won't matter. It won't matter.
Points.
If they hit even just a field goal on consecutive drives, just all the time, field goal, touchdown, and they punt 2 times a game, it's over. Especially if they do it early, because they just create a situational nightmare for every team.
Word.
No.
See, now we do all that, and now we got to talk about the defense. Oh, man, this is it's like eating your dessert first, and then having to dive into your fucking vegetables.
Look. The one thing I'm going to say about the defense is, I know you don't have it on here.
Did you write down some notes?
Okay?
Amazing.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Look. You don't have it on the defense, but the one takeaway and I've said this on many Packer Transplants, 199 Packer Transplants. I haven't said it on all 199, but however, a adequate defense that gets you the ball is a stellar defense, right?
Word.
It is an exponential amplifier on situational football, and getting that strip and getting the ball back turned the entire game for us.
Of course.
And those kind of plays and getting those kind of plays from your defense that we have been able to get right now is what I'm kind of hanging my hat on.
Word. No, obviously is what they're hanging their hat on too. I mean, okay. I know a lot of focus has been on the run defense or the lack thereof and the problematic nature of it, but let's give a shout out to some of the big guys up front, because I thought a couple of the guys who are less heralded are probably going to be counted on more and more as the year goes on, especially if Kenny continues to be held out. Let's start with Kingsley Keke, who I thought, obviously, you saw the 2 sacks. One of them is a coverage sack. One of them, I thought both of them were, but one of them was after going back and looking. On the other one, I don't know why Drew holds the ball. I actually think he has a shot at one of the deep things that he just obviously either didn't like or just decided to go off for whatever reason. But Keke played well, beyond those 2 sacks. He actually played a pretty decent game. Still mistakes, still on the ground a little bit too much for my liking, but overall, you see development there. I love this kid. You guys know, anybody who tunes into Packers Daily every day, especially last year, I love this kid. I talk to him up all the time.
But even last year in training camp, you kind of feel
I loved him in training camp.
Don't you feel like he's kind of where Kenny Clark was last, about a year and a half ago?
I mean, I don't know about that, but
I know he's not Kenny Clark, but I'm just saying,
not. But
like,
the idea that there's a lot ahead of him, yes, there's a ceiling there that he's not even close to scratching. I just need more consistency out of him. You know, he's a young kid, and he's getting his first round flush of actual playing time. So naturally, he's going to have to learn and develop on the job, so to speak. But it's time. They got to get it out of him. And now he's set the standard, as Matt LaFleur likes to say, right? This idea that, okay, you came in, you did what's expected of you, you made a couple of plays, your first 2 sacks in the NFL. Now that's the standard. Not necessarily that you got to get 2 sacks a game, but you have to affect the quarterback each and every game. That's the standard. Don't fall below that. That's who you are as a player. That's what's to be expected. If he can reach that, just that this year, then he's progressing the right way. He's becoming the player that they wanted him to be when they selected him a couple years ago. So I think Keke, like I said, had a good game. The other guy I want to talk about is Montravius Adams, who and he's such an enigma because he flashes. He had a couple really good plays on Sunday night. And this is a kid who barely had any work this summer. He hurt himself literally the first day of padded practice back in the start of training camp. He hurt his toe, so he was held out. So he had no work in pads, no work whatsoever, no actual, not even thudding, let alone live action. But now he's back, and he's played some significant minutes, and he's such a tease. And I just want to know, is he going to ever be more than a tease? Because you see it, like it's the fear is that he's the ultimate coach killer, right? That he makes just enough when it comes to plays on the ball or plays on the back or even rushing the passer, like just enough to tantalize you as a coach. So, okay, we're going to give him another chance. We're going to give him another chance. We're going to give him another chance. How many chances do you give this guy? Because, again, and Rob, if you could show the play, you talk about a team that's struggling against the run, this is what you need, especially this is a light box. This is what I'm always talking about when it comes to Pettine playing with his 2 backers on the outside. He's got 2 defensive tackles. So, yeah, of course the Saints want to run the ball. Montravius completely wrecks that play with a great move on the offensive guard. But there's not enough of that down in and down out. If he can just arrive at consistency, then they're cooking with gas. They really are. But his inconsistency is absolutely killing them. So when do we declare? When is it time? And obviously this is a question for Jerry Montgomery, the defensive line coach. But at what point do you decide he's only ever going to be a tease and he's never going to take that next step? I mean, the Packers obviously
you're going to
have
see
a long
with
history
Kenny
of
Clark
sticking
out,
with
you're
guys.
going to see more of that,
of course,
right?
Absolutely.
You're going to see. They're going to have an opportunity to see these guys, right?
Yep.
So,
it could be his proving ground, so to speak. Absolutely, especially this Falcons game, because you have to think there's probably a good chance that Kenny gets sat again, especially heading into a bye week after this game. So this could be, both Keke and Adams' time to shine, so to speak, and really put some stuff on tape and play in a way that gives the coaches confidence to keep putting them out there. And then finally tackling.
Well, and that goes to
tackling.
That goes to Matt LaFleur. Well, no, but it goes to, I love how Matt LaFleur is very conservative when it comes to injuries and comes to, the perspective of like where you are in the season.
Right.
But yet in the game, he's very aggressive.
Yeah.
Right?
So
there's this dichotomy that I really like about the way that he coaches where, he's one of these minimalists when it comes to practicing and keeping guys out and, having good practice as opposed to lots of practice like McCarthy.
That's a really good way of putting it.
Also being really, really aggressive in the game, and somewhat to his detriment because, remember in the game where you were like, there's no way Sean Payton kicks this field goal. He's definitely going to go for it because LaFleur was so aggressive in his offensive drive.
Because, Payton's not going to sit there and take it, so to speak. If this young pup is going to keep going for it, so am I. And look, to LaFleur's credit, to what you're talking about there, he's mentioned it on Monday when we spoke with him. He said he was asked about going for it on 4th down, and he said, it didn't work there on 4th and 1, but it worked, down there at the goal line, blah, blah, blah. And he said, expect to see me keep going for it. He was asked in the sense, in I think the framing was about analytics and how one of the analytics sites, it might have been Football Outsiders, but it may have been PFF, I'm not sure. But one of their staff members said that his going for it there on 4th down, where they got stuffed, was the best coaching decision of the week. And look, I'm all for it. I'm all for the aggressiveness. And to LaFleur's credit, he said, I'm going to keep doing that. So, hey, I'm all for it. I love it. But tackling, we don't need no stinking tackling.
I was trying to distract you from tackling.
We don't need no stinking tackling,
I was trying
Corey.
to distract you from
Speaking of Matt LaFleur, I got a bone to pick with Coach because I know he watches because he has the CheeseheadTV app on his phone. Coach, when I ask you if you're going to, or if you are tempted to have live tackling during the week, I know you're not, and I know no one would do that in their right mind. I'm offering up a somewhat funny way for you to get to the idea of, yeah, we missed a lot of fucking tackles, which you got to later when someone asked you straight up about it. I'm trying to frame it in a way that makes you look good. But no, you turn around and just, make your little, no, I'm not.
How do you make that look good? He laughed at you and he said, no,
No, he laughed at himself. There's a difference, Behnke.
He's the coach.
I know. I am well aware.
I
am well aware.
Nagler.
Yeah.
Nagler.
It's so weird.
No one cares. We're 3-0. Okay, he can do whatever he wants.
Sunlight behind you now. That's amazing. It's like you went from Mordor to Gondor, like in the span of like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Welcome
to
Green Bay.
Abrams
Welcome to Wisconsin weather.
Al, I like it. Yeah. Just wait a minute.
There you go.
Okay, let's preview this Falcons game, shall we?
Here's the thing. What are they supposed to do? Wait, no. What are they supposed to do about tackling? More donuts? More donut drills? What are they supposed to do?
Nothing. They're supposed to draft tacklers.
How do you fix it?
I always say. You don't fix it. Not in the season. You can't. That's why I joked about it with LaFleur. Or I tried to before he stuffed it back in my face. Coach, I give and I give and I give. I just want a little reciprocation.
And you're going to give some more.
I know.
It'll be okay.
Because, it's like an abusive relationship. The Packers, they can do whatever. They don't care. They know I'm coming back for more. Good Lord.
Pretty much.
Let's preview this Falcons game. Okay, now here's the thing. We don't know anything about injuries. We know Devontae Adams has been dealing with a hamstring. Guess who else is dealing with a hamstring? That's right. It's Julio Jones. Julio Jones is dealing with a hamstring.
Julio Jones.
So I'm for the second week in a row, I'm fine if we go no Adams and no other team's premium wide receiver. I'm down with that. Now, I will say, though, I am kind of itching.
1 for 1.
I am kind of itching for Julio to play in this game. And I know that sounds suicidal, but I am kind of itching for it because I want to see the matchup of Jair Alexander against Julio Jones.
Yep.
I want to see that. And then
Calvin
Ridley and Kevin King on the other side. Like, I want to see that. That feels like a heavyweight bout. As opposed to,
Jair Alexander is rated as one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL right now, I believe.
Oh, is that Pro Football Focus you're referencing there?
Oh, yeah. Pro Football Focus. Yeah, he's one of the top 3, it says in there.
Oh, I love it. So
I saw that.
See, that's the classic thing of, like, you reference PFF if they're, like, in favor of your dude. But if they're ripping your dude, it's like PFF is a fucking joke. Yep. No, that's.
It's like you know me.
That's fandom. No, that's not just you though. That's just fandom. I mean, that's how the internet operates.
Yeah.
No doubt
all
about
day,
it.
Every day, Nagler.
All
fucking day, every day.
Okay, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's coming to town, Corey. Guess what Matt Ryan is? A really good veteran quarterback. You know who has problems with really good veteran quarterbacks? That'd be Mike Pettin. What does Mike Pettin do for a living? Oh, he coordinates the defense for the Green Bay Packers. I'm telling you, man.
Poor defensive coordinators.
Matt Ryan scares the ever-living hell out of me in this game. They got nothing to lose. They're going to be going balls to the wall to try and put up as many points as possible because they know their defense can't stop Rodgers in the offense. So, I mean, especially if Julio plays, get out of town. Mike Pettin needs to get aggressive.
I feel like that plays. I do feel like that plays to our defensive strengths, though, because I feel like our pass defense is much, much, much better and improved.
Well, of course.
And, our run defense is suspect. That's one of the great things about having such an offensive, weapon of an offense and having such a great offense is that we can put ourselves in situations where if our pass defense is good and our defensive line can get to the quarterback, hey, we winning.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt.
Bring it, Matt Ryan. I'm not scared of Matt Ryan. Although you say that, I say I'm not scared of Matt Ryan.
You should be, son.
Matt Ryan has like 1 out of every 6 games or 7 games where he looks good again. Maybe 10 games.
Always against the Packers.
I don't know. He looks bad a lot.
He came in.
He looks bad a lot.
Oh man.
He does.
I don't know. He keeps building these huge leads,
and
and then his defense gives up, and he can't score again. But he builds these huge leads.
That kind of reminded me of. Oh man, that kind of reminded me of that playoff game. That was the worst.
Oh dude,
the one.
Don't go down that road.
Yeah.
Why do you want to go there?
Well,
What are
there
you
was another
doing?
one in Atlanta that was pretty amazing. So that was 2010. But then, yeah, there was another one that was bad. They just ran over us.
Sub-Zero
I don't even think about
PR.
it.
Yeah, I just want to answer you real quick. Yes, I did receive the 12-pack. Thank you so much. I got multiple deliveries of beer.
Where's my beer, Nagler?
In
Where's
your
my
beer
beer?
fridge, I believe. I would definitely check your beer fridge. Okay, finally, I would expect lots of cover 3 this week. Lots of cover 3 style. Quinn, he's probably coaching for his job at this point. I think he's going to go to what gave the Packers trouble, not only against Seattle back when Quinn was there, but you saw the Chargers really do a number on the Packers last year, as well as the 49ers running the same style, that cover 3 cloud. That's what the Legion of Boom ran. Now, obviously, Atlanta doesn't have that type of personnel, but that's the style of defense they're going to play a whole lot of. And the Packers haven't had a ton of success kind of figuring that out. So all of that said, obviously their corners are suspect. Their pass defense is terrible, and the Packers should put up a ton of points. But if there's something that could give Rodgers and the offense some issues, it's that style of defense. If there's any way for the Falcons to slow them down, that's it.
Yeah, it's hard because, the Packers have had such success this season for the first time in a while of being so good in the middle.
Yep.
And, is there a defense that really is good at that? No, I don't think so.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, Rob, we're ready for Blogosphere. Why don't you hit it, buddy?
This week in the Packer Blogosphere.
That's right. It's this week in the Packer Blogosphere, the return of that venerable series. Corey Behnke, I love it when you throw down on the Twitter.com, buddy. Gotta say, in a week where you're 3-0, life is good, you're living, you're loving, you're learning, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose on Twitter. Corey, what's up with you and Eye in the Sky? What's going on there, buddy?
I just, I don't like it when I don't like it when anonymous people attack Green Bay Packer players. I just don't like it.
For anybody who's unaware, let's bring the people.
Show the tweet.
Let's bring people up to speed. Here's Chandon Sullivan responding to something that Eye in the Sky put up. Eye in the Sky. Anybody who follows on Twitter knows that this guy does lots of film breakdowns, right? And he made this clip where he talked about Chandon opening the gate, which is basically turning your hips and allowing the receiver upfield. He had 2 examples in his video, and Chandon responded, first clip, I opened up to get over the pick route. That's called awareness. Second clip, I'm in 2-man, protecting the inside, not opening the gate, LOL. And then Eye in the Sky, this is where you fucked up, dude. Homeboy responded to you, just take it, man. Just shut up.
Say thank you.
An NFL player, you don't even need to say thank you. An NFL player literally just responded to you about 2 plays that you highlighted. Just be quiet and learn. But no, Eye in the Sky had to respond with Chandon, period. As if he's talking to a child. Chandon. If you watch Tremont, he stays patient. Tremont, who also opened the gate and lost the NFC Championship game in 2014. We're not going to go there, but there you go. Stays patient and still fights over the pick without opening the gate. Whether 2-man or single high, the middle is always open in the slot. Unless the rover rotates towards you, you're going to be hit with double moves soon. Just shut up! You have no idea what Chandon's been told in meetings, what his coaches have told him to key on. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Do your fucking tape study, put it up on Twitter, and shut the fuck up when it comes to Packers players. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
That's the thing. That's the thing. My problem with anonymous. Okay, so that to me, you moved into the troll world, right?
Yes.
And what's funny to me is
1,000% with that response.
fully into you're fully into troll world responding to a player like that. It's rude. It's just like, you just shut up. Like exactly what you said.
Now,
but
okay,
you know,
go ahead, because I got something else
the
to say.
problem with expert claims, okay? No, the problem that I have with expert claims, right, is that expert claims require vetting. Well, who can vet you? Like everybody was like, oh, somebody, Corey, you're saying that and you like anonymous sources. No, I don't like anonymous sources. Actually, my least favorite article ever written in the history of sports was by Ty Dunn the night before the Dallas playoff game, where he basically used anonymous sources, Jermichael Finley, which everybody now forgets as they retweet this guy all the time, who basically was ripping Rodgers and his family apart. So no, I don't like anonymous sources. I don't think my Twitter handle is my name. Okay, so go ahead and personally attack me, because everybody knows as soon as you personally attack someone, basically you've lost the argument, right?
So
that I was just laughing at. My other favorite thing, my other favorite thing is when people give me new names. so like the best thing. So what's hilarious? This guy who I want to thank for his service, who was in the Navy according to his Twitter account, and was saying that I was a spazzy homer. I'd never heard that before. I was like, that's brilliant.
I mean, that's pretty good.
I'm like, I am the spazziest, bro. I am the spazziest homer you've ever met in your whole entire life. Okay, so
Fair.
I'll take that. I'll take that crown. I'll put it on my head.
Take that
Thank
crown.
you. And then the best was Nagler's dorky sidekick. I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of am. Like it was so funny. It was one of those things where like I got the tweet, right? I got the tweet, and then I was like, I'm gonna destroy this guy. And then I like actually read it again, and then I was like, oh yeah, I kind of am a spazzy
kind of accurate.
homer. And I'm Nagler's dorky sidekick.
That kind of works. Oh my God.
All right.
Oh
and I was like, it was funny because I had to respond to the guy and be like, you know what? I disagree with the first thing you said, but the thing you said about those things, that I agree with.
That kind of works.
So, you know.
Oh God. Oh God, that's so good.
I mean, so you know, sometimes.
Wait, okay, so wait. This is where I want to. Okay, wait. I gotta go somewhere.
Okay.
I can't. I
well,
wasn't.
I do. But before.
All right.
Okay. But I just want to say, it is cowardice to hide behind your Twitter account. Okay.
Okay. No, but here. Okay. Wait. Now here we go.
That for what it is.
So you went after him for being anonymous, right? And I've never known who the dude is, but apparently, Pack Daddy has unearthed an article from our own website, Corey Behnke. CheeseheadTV.com apparently has printed the young man's name, and I say young man. Who knows? He's probably 75 and sitting in his apartment, like
no
tweeting.
one knows.
Who knows? But so apparently this dude has a name. It's totally escaping me. What is the name again, Corey? I can't remember. Wait, no, I'll get it. I think it's
Isaac Sky.
Isaac Sky. Isaac Sky is Eye in the Sky's quote-unquote real name. So I went on a deep dive on the internet. It's 2020.
Oh, no.
If you work in any capacity on the internet, I'm going to find you. This is the only picture I could find of one Isaac Sky. So, Rob, could you throw that up there? So, Eye in the Sky, is this you? Is this you looking off on the hill going, how can I respond to Chandon Sullivan? How can I look at the tape of the Green Bay Packers and make myself look like a fool? How can I have the audacity to tell an NFL player what his job is? Is this you? I'm just wondering, is that you? Because that is the only picture I could find of an Isaac Sky on the World Wide Web. So if that's not you, I apologize to the young man sitting there contemplating life, but I'm assuming that's you, because Isaac Sky is the name that Andy Herman used on CheeseheadTV.com when he name-checked you in the film breakdown piece. So I apologize for calling you anonymous.
That's
because clearly you're on hills contemplating
like
Packers.
Andy Herman, Dusty Evely, Ben Fennell, these guys are not anonymous.
They have names.
Why do you have to be anonymous? Why do you have to be anonymous? If you're gonna do something in life, right? Put your name on it. What are you afraid of?
That's a great question, Corey Behnke. I'd love to know the answer. All right.
What are you afraid of? Not me, because I'm just a
spazzy homer,
I'm
Nagler's
sidekick. Nagler's dorky sidekick. Get it right.
Dorky. Sorry.
Dorky.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's the key part of that. That's really what makes that phrase for me. All right.
Oh.
We ready for some super chats?
We're
What's
almost
going on?
ready, but I want to get in on this. There's some argument going on. Oh, there's some argument going on.
Oh, no.
What's
happening?
In the chat. Oh, wait, I'm going back. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's fascinating.
Oh, no. Jay Walker responded to Brandy Lewis with, sorry, you're a woman. You wouldn't understand. Oh, no, Jay Walker. No, you didn't. Not on Cheesehead TV YouTube. No, you didn't. Jay Walker, apologize.
Why would
You're
you
all
do
like,
that?
And he's literally saying here, it was a joke, but if people offended, okay. No, people aren't offended. You're an idiot. It's not a joke.
That's
It's
dumb.
offensive.
That's dumb.
Come on, Jay Walker. That's not carrying the G. Carry the G, dude. Apologize to Brandy. Shut up for just a minute. Wow. Can't believe I saw that on Cheesehead TV YouTube chat. I'm offended just by looking at it. All right, here we go. Let's get some super chats, shall we? First up, we got Patrick said, did you receive some beer? Again, this is another person who sent me beer. Yes, I received some beer.
You got more beer?
I got, no, Corey.
Gosh,
I can't even.
I got COVID. I got COVID in Green Bay, and all you got is Green Bay is beer in New York. Fuck.
I mean, I did have to ride a subway to get here in a mask to enjoy said beer. But, yes.
Everybody does, Nagler.
No, I know. Well, I'm just saying.
Does.
COVID's everywhere. It ain't like it's central to Wisconsin. But, yes, Patrick, I did get the beer. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for said beer. And then David Russo. Jair All-Pro this year? If so, top 5 cornerback, no doubt. I mean, to me, he's absolutely on line to be an All-Pro. I don't think there's any question. The talent is there. The production so far is there. What's going to be interesting is you got to keep banging the drum for Jair, because if the season continues to play out where teams don't throw at him, he's not going to be able to put up numbers. And if he doesn't put up numbers, then he probably won't be in that conversation. Like, it's that chicken or egg thing.
Well, here's the thing, though. You're right. He'll be in the conversation if he can get some pretty, like, he gets 1 or 2 pretty crazy picks that are man picks.
Yep.
Or where,
that's the point, though. Like,
turnovers will help
Turnovers
him.
will help. But he's got to either have, like, that's why I kind of hope Julio plays, so he has that opportunity to go against Julio. Because even if he doesn't shut him down, if he plays him really well, that gets noticed, right? That the people who can hand out these awards, they notice that stuff. So he's got to go against the best, and he's got to be productive. I don't doubt for a
they want to see the matchups,
that he has the talent. He absolutely has the talent. I don't know if he's going to have the opportunity because teams aren't going to throw at him. I mean, you look at Sunday night. You barely knew he played because they didn't go at him at all. You know, so we'll see. I hope so. Eric says, "Go Packers, go Dodgers." No, dude, right here.
What happened?
Right here.
Dodgers.
10 p.m. Eastern.
Who's that?
This right here. I don't care that Devin Williams is out. Brewers, baby. Brewers. Go Brew Crew. All the way. Although I do appreciate the Go Packers. I will tell you that.
What are you talking about? Stop talking about that trash. All of it is trash.
Relax.
Talk about the Packers. Back on the Packers.
Yes.
Come on.
Dustin says, could this offense be any better if Funchess hadn't opted out? I fear we wouldn't have had this Lazard explosion. That's a really interesting question. I tend to think Lazard still would have been as productive because Aaron Rodgers clearly loves the kid. Would Funchess possibly have taken out some of the production between the 20s, maybe even in the red zone? Yeah, possibly. But I don't think there's any chance that Funchess is getting the types of looks and the number of looks that Lazard is getting. I just don't. I don't see that.
I think it would have taken him some time.
Yeah.
I think it would have taken him some
100%.
time, just like it always does with Rod. I mean, have you ever seen a wide receiver come in like Andre Rison came in the year that he came in with Brett, right? Like,
but here's the thing.
I haven't seen that with Aaron Rodgers ever. He hasn't had the opportunity with somebody who's like a really number one like Rison was, but.
Well, what's funny about Rison is he came in because of all the injuries, right? But he didn't have a touchdown until the last game of the year. He had that touchdown at the final game, and then he had a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's crazy. You think of him as this humongously productive receiver, which he was. He certainly helped in the offense. But what's funny is I had totally forgotten that until this past offseason because COVID hit, and so I just went down a deep dive like watching old Packers games, right? And he has that. He takes a hellacious shot in that game. I think it's against the Lions at the end of the year, and it's his first touchdown. And they said it on the broadcast. I'm like, wait, what? That's literally the first touchdown he scores as a Packer. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Russell,
it is crazy.
Russell,
but him being on the team,
helped.
did
No
add this
question.
dimension
Yes,
that teams had
1,000%.
to play.
Oh,
had
no
to
doubt.
strategize
No
against.
doubt about it. Russell says, I am here for the Behnke rants. Ready, go. Obviously, this was earlier in the broadcast, so Behnke,
Gotcha.
what do you
maybe
got?
I delivered something.
I'm sure you did. I have little.
I got the G.
Doubt. You got the G.
I got the G.
I love it. Okay, Behnke. I think we've exhausted the super chats. I just want to give a shout out to Kyle Walters. Kyle is a monster Cheesehead TV fan who has called in on the voicemail several times. He calls like after I've done the video, so I haven't been able to include him in the video, but I have to say he is insanely complimentary of the website, the videos. He is 100% in support of your characterization of Matt Schneidman and his besmirching of Jordan Love during training camp. But I just wanted to give Kyle a shout out because he has been effusive in his praise of Cheesehead TV on the voicemail line. I haven't had a chance to acknowledge it, so I want to say, Kyle, thank you for all your support, and thank you for carrying the G. And speaking of support,
thanks, Kyle.
I want to give a shout out to all of our Patreon members. We got over 600 now. You guys are absolutely incredible.
Damn.
Last night we had our Patreon Cheesehead TV Zoom happy hour. That is always a ton of fun. It is really off the cuff and informal and pretty intimate, actually. It's a lot of fun. If you guys want to support what we do, not only this show, but our 5+ hours of live streaming each and every game day, patreon.com/CheeseheadTV. All we ask is $5 a month. It really goes a long way in helping support everything we do, including Corey Behnke coming to us live from Green Bay, Wisconsin. It really means the world to us, everything that you guys do to support the brand, the website, the videos. Thank you so much. But hey, if you can't support on Patreon, we totally understand. But please just hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, whether it's liking us on Facebook, subscribing on YouTube. Every little bit helps support the building of Cheesehead TV, which is what we continue to do. Corey, you got anything else for the fine folks around the world here tuning in to talk some Packers?
Let's go Monday night football.
Monday Night Football, baby. That's what I'm all about. And go Brewers tonight. I know, Behnke, you don't want to hear it, but let's go Brewers tonight.
Go Brewers. I'm down.
There you go.
I'm down with the sickness.
That'll do it for this episode of Packer Transplants. We'd like to thank everyone who joined us today and who makes Cheesehead TV part of their daily Packers routine. We are and will always be devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide.
I have a question, Aaron, for Aaron Nagler. Does he go by Packer? I see Packer Aaron sometimes writes on Cheesehead TV. Is that his? Does he go by that, or is that somebody else?
Oh yes, yeah, that's me.
Okay,
that goes way back. I think when we started the site.